Live from PATV Studios, it's the Lyle Style Show. And now, the man with the most style, it's your host, Lyle Style.
Welcome to my another edition, as always, to my show, Lyle Style Show. You know what? We just started a brand new segment called "What's on Lyle's Mind?" or "What's Lyle thinking?" So you know, I've been having a few things here to talk about, a few things that's been on my mind. That's been kind of curious about, and one of those things, one of those things I think about, and I have my guest too that's coming up too, Ray. One of my guests, one of my things I'm thinking about is, how you, on the telephone, you always get these answer machines.
Yes, sir.
What's up with that? Get the answer machines. You're talking, what about the human touch? What about the human being? What about the voice? We always have to have the answer machines. And then it says, click 1 if you have blah, blah, blah. Click 2, whatever. What about a human voice, And then the answer machine puts you on hold for 5 or 10 minutes. What's up with that? What's these companies with these answer machines? They drive me crazy. I've been thinking about it. I've been contemplating this, whatever. One time I almost broke my phone because I was wanting to smash it. I'm tired of calling these companies and having to deal with answer machines. We should get back to the human voice. The human voice, okay? I want to hear the human voice or whatever. So the answer machines are really kind of bother me. Has that ever happened to you when you call? And what about 911? You have to call 911. Did you get an answer machine on 911? Could you hold for 1 second? Okay, click 1 to find out an officer's name. Click 2 to get an ambulance. Come on. We got to get away from the answer machines. I don't want to hear these voices that I don't know. I want to hear a real voice, people, a real voice. So, that's been on my mind. That's what I've been thinking about. I've been kind of contemplating. I don't like talking on the phone. I'm on the phone. We have this phone here, and I'm on the phone, and it's like the answer machines for every store, every whatever it is, whether it be a department store or whether it be the movie theater. I got to have an answer machine. I hate that. So we should stop with the answer machine. So that's been on my mind. That's what I've been thinking about. And you know what? And I want you to let me know what's on your mind. That's what I've been thinking about, and I want to know what's on your mind. This has been kind of plaguing me. So this is just a little something, a little taste of what's going on in my brain. It's a big brain, man. But that's what I've been thinking about. That's what I've been thinking about. So I want to just share that with you, the viewers, because I love y'all so much. And y'all, I really appreciate y'all being part of my show and tuning in every Friday night.
Yeah.
And also, people out there in YouTube land, checking my show out and watching my show on YouTube. I appreciate that. So that's on my mind. I want you to write me back and let me know about what's going on your mind. So with that said, you know what? We have a wonderful guest. I want to introduce my guest that's on the show. He was on the show before, so we're going into part 2 of this, whatever. I'm back with Evangelist Ray. Hey, man, welcome back to the show.
Nice to be here with you again.
Oh, yeah, always, man. Always, man.
Yes.
What do you think about the answer machine? Did that bother you too, man?
Answer machine is out of date thing, It's back in the day. Now it's time for advancement.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So I'm expecting
I want to hear
different.
that.
Yeah.
Advancement, man.
Yeah,
Advancement.
Yes.
Speaking of advancement, you was on the show last time, and we was talking about Black Lives Matters 2.
That's right.
We want to always clarify that, make
That's
sure
right.
people realize that Black Lives Matters 2.
That's
And
right.
now you're back on the show, and you brought up some points to me about what's going on with this situation and this topic right here,
Yes.
and about gun controls and about gun violence.
Yes.
A friend, I was just talking to a friend maybe just before the show aired, and she was telling me that where she's at, that she was in the park, whatever, and 2 people got up and pulled guns out and started shooting shooting people in Indiana.
Wow.
And it was on the news out there. She was telling me about that people got shot out there. Just somebody pulled the gun out and started shooting in this park. It was like a jazz fest type thing.
Yes.
And they just, whoever was to get up with their guns and start shooting people.
Wow.
One person said, I think she said one person got killed and some people got injured.
So much
out the blue.
So much out there.
Out the blue.
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about that? We talking about gun control.
Yeah.
And what's your views about that?
Well, my view is now is things done got so far out of hand, Brother Lyle. I'm just saying that, man, it's out of control. You can pray and all that, but people have common sense. You know, not to use the guns as a first choice, to pick up a gun and start shooting, but all this tragedy going on in the country, this country need to be coming together more. And so my prayers just go out, Brother Lyle, to this country. And in every state, we see different incidents that happen, which is very critical, you know, to understand that this is bad, Brother Lyle. And so what do you think, man? We need to do more praying and more calling out.
Yes, right.
To God.
Praying and calling out, praying and doing.
Yes.
Praying works without faith is dead.
Yes, we got to do something too.
Yes, definitely. We can pray all we want to.
Right.
But we should, like you said, we should get together and call out and bring attention, like we're doing now, have more conversation about this issue. Right. Talk about it more with people, let people out there, the viewers, to bring it to their to their doors, let them hear it more, you know, and then get an action in.
Yes,
so maybe one day we can stop this completely.
Right.
Maybe one day it won't be as bad. Maybe 2, 5, 10, 20 years down the line, this won't be a topic to talk about.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
You know what I'm saying, Ray?
You know, if we continue with this pace, the killing, there will be no one left on earth.
No,
you know, if we keep this up, you know, this just done went over the line. I know the scripture talk about that. You know, things gonna get worse. You know, and I said last time, Matthew 24 is one of the key scriptures. Parts of it is in what's happening right now. But you know, it just done got way out. And so every state, you know, people got to be prayerful and cautious. Look like they be cautious where they go to. You know, where you be, like you say, you see the people shooting each other. Indiana and all that. You know, that's just pretty bad, man. I'm just saying.
It is bad. So do you think gun control needs to be stricter, or you know, because you know, what do you think about that?
I think gun control should be more stricter. I mean, I don't know. They allow people to get guns and the gun shows and you know all that kind of stuff that they have. So they have freedom to get the guns, and but one of the things they got to do a lot of background checking. Now, I
agree. Yes,
that's what I think.
That's very important, background check. Because I know in other countries, people like I think in Japan or some other foreign countries, they don't have guns. The officers don't have guns unless they call to a shooting, someone murder, whatever. But they don't have guns. They don't allow guns.
They don't allow guns.
No one has guns.
Right.
And a lot of crime is kind of down in those countries
because they don't have guns.
They don't have guns. But see, here we are so free. We have so much freedom here.
In our country, freedom in speech,
freedom this, freedom that. Freedom to bear arms. And I understand that this is a free country. That you know, that's why we have that. So I think my personal opinion, we need to have in-depth background checks.
Right.
Any type of thing on your record, any type of thing on your on a spot, a blemish, whatever. Any type of red flag, you should not be able to. And the gun owners should be diligent enough to see that and
on record,
check that, and make sure that this person is legit as far as mental state.
Mental state.
I think a lot of people that have guns, that have to get guns, they have good, clean records, but their mental state is not clean. It's
not
dirty.
Clear. Right. That's right.
Therefore, to get these guns, we see what happens. Out the blue, someone comes out and just starts shooting people. In another state, Indiana, it just happened.
So you
out the blue.
Well, you think about one of the things is they got these type of guns that shoot more than one time. These guns they have now with just automatic unloads on you, and then some of the bullets are shot at, you know, and so that makes it more easy to kill more people. So that's what we had to try to get rid of those guns. Those type of guns should not even be on the streets. Guns like that allowed to get. They should not be allowed to get these type of guns. You know.
The military, I can see the military, armed forces, yes. And you know, and fighting the war, yes.
Yes, they are.
But in this type of society, where we live in this country, they definitely no one should be able to have those type of guns. No, I don't. Even if they have, they should be outlawed. Truthfully, regardless. I mean, a regular 32, a handgun, a 45, shotgun, whatever. They do the job just fine. Why do we need these automatics when they have these things to spray everybody or whatever.
Shoot
Why
everybody.
why do we need to have those?
We don't need that. That's right.
30, 40 years ago,
yeah.
that wasn't even being discussed.
That wasn't even.
Those, that wouldn't even be talked about. We wouldn't even have that. You could never get that unless you're in service.
Right, unless you're in service.
We're not in a warfare.
No.
But it seems like we are in a warfare.
It's like a war inside the country.
Yes.
Like, between people, civilians. So I was, I asked you a question last time.
Yeah.
In the Louisiana, are they allowed to carry guns under the law?
Right.
That was my question. It was on my mind last time. We didn't get a chance to bring that question up.
Okay.
But do you think there's a law in Louisiana to carry guns, what he said? I think that's what he said.
I think that, everybody that's a citizen, that's, I say citizen, that's legit, that's clean
Have
records,
license,
and that doesn't have anything, in the background
Right.
to say that they are not sane,
Right.
insane mind.
Right, insane mind,
They can go and apply to carry, because it's under the Constitution, you have a right to bear arms.
I feel like application.
Every human being has a right to bear arms.
Right.
So with that said, you have a right to bear arms. If you're legit, if you're in the same mind, if you clean, if you are a law-abiding citizen, you have that right to do that.
Yeah, you do.
And you can go apply for that, and vice versa, and get one and bear arms.
Right.
We have a right to protect ourselves, but we're giving these rights to people that are not in their same mind.
They're in mind, That's
they
what
have
the
clean
problem
records, though.
Yeah, the records are good.
Yes.
But their mind.
But their mind
mental status.
is warped.
Mental status.
Yes.
So
that's where the problem is for me. That's what background checks need to be tightened up even I think 5 times tighter now.
Some kind of test of the mind.
They do, yeah.
Some kind of test, yeah. So I think
that's my opinion, man. Because look, it states there.
Yeah.
People that get these guns, they have good records, clean records.
Yeah.
But they go out and do bad things because of their mental state,
like we said the last time. Now, we are spiritual beings, and what type of spirit is in you, evil or good, it will project that. Because if you got evil that's in you, it'll project through your heart and your mind. You start thinking evil, and then you start to do evil. So I think this mental status is a demon. A demon of destruction and a demon to kill in these people. And so they get the light. See, sometimes in our human sense, we think ain't nothing wrong sometimes because the devil will take over people. The devil spirit will take over people's spirit and cause them to do harm to other people. And that's what's behind all this. It's a spirit behind this.
We're fighting a warfare.
St. John 10:10.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, a spiritual warfare, If you look at it in a spiritual way.
In a natural way, too.
Yeah, it's a spiritual warfare we fight. But, a natural soul-wise, the people need to be diligent about doing these background checks and making sure that these folks have a sound mind.
Sound mind.
Regardless if you're in, and even in law enforcement, they need to do background checks and make sure they have a sound mind to put on that uniform.
Yes.
Because they have the right. They legit to carry these guns when they have that badge.
On.
They have that power.
That's a good point.
And much power is given, much responsibilities. I think they should really be able to check these background checks mentally, make sure they have the sound mind to be able to wear that badge, because that badge is very important.
That's very important, tell you
because you're going to wear that badge, that means that you're going to protect me.
Yes, you protect me,
You protect Ray, protect my family, protect John Doe,
citizens,
Jane Doe, whatever.
Right.
And you have that responsibility to do that.
That's
so
right.
I want to make sure that you have that sound mind and that you are in that sound mind and that you're really equipped to know what to do to protect everybody. Because we are all melting pots in this country.
We all.
There's no person should be left out.
No segregation.
There's no type of demographic should be left out.
Right, demographic,
we
that's
are
right.
all people here.
Yes.
And we should have the right to be protected and to be looked at fairly
Right.
to the Constitution. We're
Right.
all equals, in, in God's eyes, we're all equal.
All equal in God's
So
eyesight.
to me, God is the ultimate. So he said we're all equal.
Right.
So I forget what man says.
It's
I'm
what
thinking,
the word
I'm looking
says,
at
right.
the word says.
Yes.
We're all equals. I'm not a minister or preacher. I'm
Yes.
a Christian person, but I do believe that
telling
they
you.
need to do more background checks.
Background check is the
in
key, though.
every single thing.
Don't let them get by with it.
No.
Anyway. Yeah.
Especially in those positions,
Yeah,
because you
the
have
position.
power. You're
Yeah.
given power to do what you want.
It's supposed to be neutral
And
here.
yeah. I like to see one day
Yes.
where we won't have need for guns. One
know
day in
that's
this
right.
world, in this country, where we won't have need for guns, where we can walk down the street hand in hand
Right.
and talk to each other.
Conversation, we have
Conversations like
conversations.
me and you have.
Yeah, it'd be
and we
nice
can-
to do that,
We can
wouldn't
get
it?
along.
Yes.
Like the thing that I heard that back in the day says, can't we all just get along?
Can we get along together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't we all just get along?
Why can't we be friends? That's the old song they used to have.
Can we be friends? Yeah, so hey, I mean, come on. I mean,
All
so this is a topic that we need to definitely
We do, really.
talk about, and we were talking about it, me and you,
Yeah.
Ray, and I hope the people, the viewers,
Yeah.
Can really take everything in and take everything into consideration,
Right.
and do what's right.
Do the right thing.
The people that in these positions to
Yeah.
do background checks, make sure they are done right, and make sure
proper
they are
now.
properly.
Come on now, folks. Yeah. Work together now. I was thinking about questions on my mind. When a person, like driving their car and they get stopped by a police official.
Right.
And the police pull them over and check their license and registration and tags, insurance. And I think that they should thoroughly examine this situation, because this is where a lot of problems have occurred here as of late here.
Oh yeah.
Where in between, when you're checking license and stuff, there all of a sudden there's violence starting to take place. Violence, tasing and all that stuff started happening. And I don't know if something happened in between checking license and registration and that point, and they start to do it. So I think, like you said, the police, they had to be thoroughly checked, the ones on the force, and make sure their mental status is up to date because of the par. Because there's too many issues that's been happening here in the last year or so. So I'm looking at and praying that be a change there in the area, because things that got out of hand, where there should be equalness between police official and civilian. There should be communication in a way so they can communicate. But what happened to frisking a person when you pull them over? To check to see if they got a gun on them.
Right. Well,
They skipped that point.
Yeah, that's a good point,
that,
Brad.
yeah.
It's a good point. What I see it's escalating so quickly from a traffic stop to someone getting killed.
Right.
That in between something's getting missed.
Right.
I talk to different people.
Yes.
And I think that that sometimes in this society now, people in law enforcement are so equipped to think that if you're African American, you're going to be violent.
You'll be violent anyway, right?
That's a stereotype. It's not like that. I don't like a stereotype. I don't like to be stereotyped. I'm a human being. I'm not. God created me. I'm human. I'm just like you. I'm no different from you, or from me.
Different from each
so
other.
the stereotypes, but that's what society seems like been kind of
built
portraying.
around this, ain't it?
Right.
You're
That if you're African American or you're black, you're prone to violence.
Yes.
Quickly.
That's
and
not
so
true.
they get that fear.
Right.
So if that's the case, they don't need to be in law enforcement, because they don't need to have fear. Because if they have that type of mentality,
Fear is not the
then we're going to get killed. It can happen to me.
It can happen to me. Yeah.
I could be driving and boom, it can happen. Boom, you can hear about me on the news.
Yes.
I'm dead.
Yes.
Traffic stop. So, but we have to react. We have to do something. We have to have a communication with hiring phase about law enforcement,
and
making
respect.
sure that they are equipped, making sure they have no type of mental because when you go to the service, they do the same thing in the service. They make sure that you are mentally sane.
They check you.
You're right before you raise your hand and pledge to be in the armed forces.
Yeah.
So they do that, and they make sure, because if you have any type of mental defect, you're gone. You don't get it.
You're
not in it.
That's right.
Same thing they need to do out here in the civilian life,
Same
in
thing in
law
the streets out
enforcement,
here.
not just with law enforcement, with anybody that's trying to get a gun, because guns don't kill. It's people.
People that use them guns.
That use the gun that make you that they, So it's not the gun itself.
Yes.
It's the person that's using the gun.
Yeah.
So my thing, and this is just my opinion.
Yes.
Y'all might have a different opinion than I do. We all
Right.
do have our own opinions.
That's right.
This is how I feel about it.
Yep.
We definitely need to harm us down on some more strenuous background checks with these guns.
Yeah, we
so
got to
these
do that.
kids,
That's
so
the
these
key.
people should not be having guns. They have
get guns.
a mental state, and like you said, Reverend
Yes.
Reverend Ray,
Yes.
and also in law enforcement, make sure
Yes.
our law enforcement are right in their
Right.
right frame of mind.
Yes.
That's serving to protect everybody,
Everybody.
not just one group of people, but the whole part, the whole human race.
Right.
In this country, because
That's right.
this country, whether you want to believe it or not, this is a melting pot.
This is a
This
melting
is a
pot.
diverse country.
That's right.
Every creed is here
Here, that's right.
and
Every
legit
type
living
of
in this country.
color, that's right.
And so we all different colors,
Yes,
different
sir.
shades,
All rainbow
big,
colors.
your rainbow, big, small, blue, green, polka dot, face, whatever.
Whatever it is. But we
I can
all
say that,
the
but it
same.
is people would could
in
be
our
looking like
sight.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. So we all the same in God's eyesight.
In our
So
God's eyesight, that's right.
so I mean that's my opinion, Ray. What do you think? Man?
Well, we are all equal in our sight of God, and we must respect each other in that area, because there's not enough respect, and stereotyping is the wrong way to be. So I was thinking, it should be a mutual thing between police and civilian. When innocent person is killed on either side, either police or civilian, I think there should be a just punishment for either one that killed an innocent person, unarmed especially, with no gun, no weapon. We've seen that happen a whole bunch here. And so we don't want to emphasize on too much, but we've seen a lot of that. So I'd like to see more indictment on the other side of the coin, like the police. Not only do you want to see civilians, they need to be punished too, because they shouldn't be shooting police. I'm going to make that clear. I said civilians should not be shooting police for no reason. But also, police should not be shooting civilians. So that should be something mutual here. There ain't not enough respect allowed out there. Not enough respect.
Yeah, yeah.
And so go ahead.
No respect to person, right?
That's right.
No respect to person. I don't care if you on the badge. I don't care if you have a badge.
Don't make no
if you don't
difference.
have a badge.
Right.
If you break the law,
you should
be punished.
Punished for the law.
Like with the law that you uphold, you should be punished for it.
That's it.
Clear is cut. Is that no gray in between it?
That's right.
It's black and white. If you break the law, there's consequences
You got
for
to
it.
pay the price.
Okay, I don't care who you are.
Yes.
Consequences for the
That's
law
right.
that you broke. There shouldn't be no investigation. Okay, they got to investigate it.
Right.
Well, after they investigate everything like that, and they get the facts or
Get the
whatever,
facts right.
and know the
Come
facts or whatever, then that comes to punishment phase.
Right.
You should be punishment for what you've
It
done.
should be, yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Doesn't make no difference.
You can't. No, you can't get no go free card. You can't pass go or get out of jail type thing. You should be punished for what you've done.
That's right.
That's anybody.
Right. So
I don't care who the person is, big or small, and if we could do that, if we can keep that right, if we can keep that
yes.
in check. And everybody sees that, okay, we don't care who, even though he's in law enforcement or whatever,
Even though, right.
he does something wrong, he's going to get punished. And we see that they're doing that
Right.
in each state.
They would change.
Is governing that stuff
Yeah.
and doing that for each state, whatever.
right.
I think that we see a lot
see a difference.
better people
I
out
think
there, far as more relaxed,
Right.
Trusting,
Trusting,
and saying that, okay,
respecting, yeah.
we have respect for law enforcement because we know
Right.
that they can't get away with anything just like we can.
We can't do. That's right.
So that's just my opinion, and I know everybody has one. I'm quite sure our viewers have their opinion about things, but
Right.
but we need to talk about it.
But what do you think about though, Brother Lyle, about the body cameras on police officials?
Body cameras are very important.
Seem like they get lost
Well, see,
you know, that's could be a little problem
well,
here.
see, that could be sketchy. You know,
Yes,
you know, we look at it. Yeah, we look at it now.
Well,
okay, why is it lost? You're supposed to have it on
Right.
at all times. Just when you go to the scene,
Right.
the body camera should be turned on.
Yes.
That's the protocol.
Yes.
So if you don't have the body camera on, what's the reason? Are you doing
Why is the
something?
reason?
Yeah, doing something sketchy or
Yeah.
doing something underhanded?
Yeah.
Or was it an accident? Really
Yeah.
legit?
Yeah.
So those two things that they're gonna have to see. The
gonna check
department
that out.
will have to really be, I would say, be up on that,
They gotta stay on top
make
of it.
sure,
Yeah,
be
right.
on top of that. Make sure they're men follow that.
That's right.
Because if they don't follow procedures, then they should be reprimanded.
That's the
for
law,
it.
though. Remember, they made that law.
Yeah.
That they keep their body
When
cameras
they go on the scene,
Right.
the body camera, because it's for their protection too.
Yeah, I know it.
So hey, you know, in that situation in Chicago,
right.
when a body camera wasn't on,
Yeah.
that was in that suspect. Now, he was unarmed and got killed,
18-year-old
shot in
guy.
got shot in the back.
18-year-old guy.
That was really uncalled for.
Right.
Now we can always jump to conclusions and say, you know, he, you know, why wasn't the body camera on?
Yeah.
He was up to no good.
Okay, right.
And boom, you know, the kid got shot.
Got shot in
so
the back, yeah.
we could say that.
In the foot, too.
So hey, you know, they have to have checks and balances in these situations.
Yes.
Because we live in dangerous times.
Dangerous time, yes, sir. And perilous time where anything can happen any time because there's so much spirits of evil in the
Amen.
world. If a person yields to an evil spirit, and that what projects in the gun violence.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
people need to wake up
That's true. That's true.
and
Now,
be alert about this.
I want to give a
Spiritual.
good shout out to my new producer, Keating, Buster
Yes.
Keating. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good
producing the
job out
show.
there, yes.
And you got any things to talk about the gun violence, man? He said, no, I'd rather produce the show.
But
he said,
one
I
thing
don't want to talk.
I'd like to say one more thing if we could, 2 minutes.
But he's a good guy, though. I appreciate you doing this. Okay, we got 3 minutes
We
left.
got 3 minutes. Well, I have 1 minute to
Go ahead.
say a question. This was on my spirit. I put myself in the situation. Okay, like if I'm riding down the streets in my car, me and my wife and my children, and, you know, for say, and then all of a sudden I get pulled over, and I show everything right, the registration, the license, everything was good, and I wasn't carrying no gun. But then all of a sudden they start shooting me. You think about what I would be. That would be bad. I'm just saying, I put myself in a situation. I would be enjoying my family. All of a sudden, this police attack me. Now that shouldn't be.
That shouldn't be.
And so that's what happened. That still bothers my spirit.
They should be prosecuted.
Should be
for that.
prosecuted for
because that right there is
Yeah.
blatant. It's blatant that you don't have no gun, no weapon. They
Yeah.
shoot you because you know. Now and you've done everything
Right.
that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So
Where?
that right there
What's-
tell me that they have some type of problem, or their fear
Yeah.
is so great
They
that
got
they
some
don't need to
fear
be
in them.
in that law enforcement. They don't need to
Good
be
point.
in blue.
They got fear.
And and or they just have some type of malice towards
Malice too.
Towards-
the different color.
people of color. So or blacks in general. So in whatever case it is, it may
Whatever
be
case.
they need to be prosecuted.
Prosecution need to be
Because
the
you're
thing.
unarmed in your car, you've done
right.
everything. Everything is legit above
Right.
water. My goodness. Okay, they talk to you.
Yeah, talk
they,
to you.
They
Yeah.
either give you a ticket or let you go
Yeah,
on your
give
way.
me a ticket or whatever you want to do.
You know,
Go
they,
ahead.
you
Yeah.
know that's really.
Yeah.
It's too much craziness going out
There's
there
too
to be
crazy out
bothering
there.
you.
Yeah.
It's too much crazy that people that's really out there
When you
doing
try to enjoy your
bad
family,
things,
yeah.
right? That's killing folks.
Yeah.
Really. They need to be concentrating on that type of stuff.
That
really,
should be, yeah.
Than bothering you.
Right.
So that's an outrage. If that's to happen, that's
bad.
outrage.
Yeah.
It's outrage for anybody.
Yes.
So my producer, he's a good guy. He's giving me signs where
Thank God
that
for this-
time
for you, brother.
goes by fast.
Thank you, Brother
Ray.
Lyle. Yes, sir.
And now this topic is not over with.
Yes, sir.
We're going to keep the fire burning on this.
That'd be great.
We're going to keep the fire. We're going to keep people
Great.
to really realize that, out there that watch
Great.
the show, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Give them something on their mind. Give them
Okay.
something to think about.
Okay.
I definitely appreciate you coming back on the show again.
I enjoyed it.
Brother Ray.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah, and I enjoyed your sermon, that
Yeah.
airs right on time.
Yes, thank you very much.
Now, when does that come on TV?
On Thursdays and Sundays.
Thursdays and Sundays. Okay.
Thursdays at 6 o'clock p.m. and Sundays at 4.
Sundays at 4, right on time.
Right on time
Yeah,
gospel.
yes.
Yeah.
You're a powerful guy, a man of God, and I appreciate you. So,
Yeah.
but viewers, I want y'all to know that we talk about this. Oh, my viewers, he's giving me 10 seconds. We have to
10
go.
seconds.
Okay, well, I want to say to y'all viewers that we keep talking about this. Keep this getting
Yes.
out there. We have to keep talking about this. We have to keep this out there.
Yes.
Some maybe one of these days this will be over with, and it
It'll
won't
be
be
over.
no more violence. You
Be good.
never know.
Be
But we
great.
have to keep the fire burning. So
right.
the next time I want y'all to write into the Lyle Style Show.
Yes.
And tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what you're thinking about.
Yes.
Because I told you what I'm thinking about.
Yes.
I hate the phone, the answer machines. Okay, so next time, I want y'all to keep styling, profiling, keep watching Lyle Style Show, and be kind to someone.
Be kind. I love
Peace.
you.
Love you.
Peace out.